recognize you as a subgenus squat or space dwarf. Submit to the Emperor's will. I am Johanna of the Ironsmiths, and you are not welcome here. You will leave now or suffer the consequences. This area is under Imperium control. You will submit to our authority. Then you leave us no choice. War it is. Hi, and welcome to part 2 of our new campaign, Raiders of a Lost Ark. Now in part 1, the Imperial Guard under Durnford arrived here in basically the spaceport of the Ark space station, and they set off a few alarms, and before you knew it, these guys popped out. Originally it was just an orc infestation, but yeah, the real owners finally came out of cryosleep, trying to find out what the hell's going on. Now, there's just been an exchange between the commanders. The commanders over here. Durnford's team has basically identified these guys as space squats, which he finds a little unusual because he was led to believe that they were all made extinct by the Tyranids. In fact, there's whole books that don't even talk about them at all. But it seems that the space squats do not want to recognize the Imperium or Imperial power, and have basically mobilized an army to try and stop these invaders. So this is where we find part 2, the continuing battle in the airlock. They've nicely formed a beachhead, managed to get a few more troops and repaired some of the vehicles that got damaged. You've got a huge blob squad again.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to find them very hard to defeat. I can see 2 of those rattling peoples, one there and one there, which is going to be interesting because I've got 2 squads of sniper scouts myself. You can't see them, partly because they're wearing camo cloaks, and they have kind of quite nicely blended into there. You got a couple of veteran squads, the usual heavy weapons squad, which I'm glad to see you taking a lot more. They've managed to find a bit part of an Aegis defense line to kind of say, look, we're taking a heavy fire. We need to take something out from the Valkyrie because this isn't good. So let's talk about space squats. Now, this is an army that I've been working on for a while for this and future campaigns where I wanted to do something with the space squats. What I've used a variety of models, but most importantly, I'm going to use the Space Marine Salamanders rules, which I think kind of fits in best with them. So what have I got? I have 2 squads of Devastators here with multi-melters. Each carrying 4 multi-melters. So that's a lot of multi-melter. Remember the Salamanders, and they've got an equivalent of the Vulcan Heston, who here is called Johanna. So that allows them re-rolls on missed multi-melter rolls. We have, again, a Dreadnought here with a multi-melter. Another Dreadnought over there with a multi-melter and a heavy flamer. We have what we're using as a Land Raider Redeemer with the Chapter Master inside. Now remember, and we'll talk about this in a minute, there are special rules here, which means that we can't have orbital bombardment. There's also a Terminator squad. So because we're essentially fighting inside a giant space station, so this is all kind of curving up and around, yeah, pretty much like a space station in Babylon 5 that spins inside. We can't have things like, most of these games will use the side rule, so we'll be playing along the sides. This side will always be Cameron's, and this side will be mine, and we'll basically be fighting that way toward the deeper bowels of the space station as we go along. Some things that made sense to us is there's limits on deep striking, apart from when it makes sense. And we can't have orbital bombardment because it's basically an inside-out space station. So there's nothing,
unless you wanted to destroy the space station.
Yeah. Which you probably don't, because the Imperial Guard are looking and going, oh my god, this place is quite technically advanced. We want to know more, and it seems to be like It's about 50 kilometers long. It's a massive installation, and as we'll discover a bit more later on, it's basically been a fallback homeworld that the Space Squats have built since their world got destroyed by the Tyranids. Anyway, so round 1 sees me having the first round, moving first, unless that magic 6 comes up.
Yay!
Is that allowed? No, I don't think it is. You cheater. So it is my first round, and let's see what happens. End of round 1. Now I would say my round 1 wasn't really much to talk about. Maybe some up. Generally, because I was going against guard, I took a lot of multi-melters. But it's an infantry heavy army, yeah. So what I'm finding is I'm using my multi-melters, and they're really killing guardsmen, but no more effectively really than a bolt gun would be, just for a lot more points. The squad here, actually we need to do a morale check for those. They took a hammering. They took a hammering like nobody's business. And they have failed, so they're going to fall back by 5 inches. So they're going to go, they'll automatically, but unfortunately they're now out of range, which means they automatically regroup, but they'll only just be getting back in range. The scouts in there also took another hammering, didn't they? Mm. So they need to take a morale check, and at 6 they're fine, they're good. There's a bit of a sniper war going on between them and the Ratlings, and I would say probably the Ratlings are coming off slightly better at the minute. Just about. My poor old Land Raider is down to 1 hull point after some sustained fire from the last cannon people here. Oh, and I managed to take out one of the last cannons over there and injured another one over there. But nothing decisive as yet. More to come, round 2. Okay, a little bit of a deja vu here from game 1. There is, my Terminators have like slammed into this 40-man squad, and we are whittling down numbers. Cameron thought, I'll be a smart ass and try and use my sergeant again, the sergeant that would not die. And you know, this time he died. But you're doing really well. What? You've got several of your tactical objectives, haven't you?
I've got all 3 of them.
So this is going to make things really difficult.
I got secure objective 4, which is my basic home base one.
That wasn't that hard.
I got big game hunter from the...
Because he took that out.
And I got no prisoners worth 3 because I killed that.
And you took out the scouts as well.
And the
Devastators have gone as well. So now I have taken a punishment because I took an elite army. Every unit, every soldier I lose really hurts right about now. That guy's immobilised. And one of the problems with building this army around melter gun love is the fact that you've really got to get it up close and personal to do much with it. I've managed to cause a little bit of pain thanks to my snipers against these. I've taken out one of those guys and I've taken out some more people here, but I'm really struggling a little bit because I really have taken an army that's probably themed better to take out tanks and monstrous creatures. And against a big blob squad of things, I don't have enough anti-personnel to really cause the damage I'd ideally like to. But it's a very fun game, isn't it? Mm. Cool. We continue. And the fight continues. It's basically not many left now. I don't think you're going to survive past this round. Let's have a look. It's always awesome to look to see what you can see from character level. Yeah, this hasn't been so awesome though. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Cameron thinks it's hilarious, but I've lost one of my dreadnoughts, unfortunately.
Sucks to be you, dreadnought.
captured it.
It's okay, I probably would have accidentally blown myself up otherwise.
Oh, and yes. Talking about accidentally blowing yourself up, plasma for the win! That is barely holding up, isn't it?
Yep, it almost blew itself up.
It's a really weird... That's a plasma to the max cannon, isn't it?
Yeah, there's 3 blast ones.
And if you put side spots and plasma as well, you've got a good chance of blowing yourself up. Well, not good chance, but it can happen.
But it's a marine killer.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's ongoing. Ooh, zoom out. Look at that. Poor Stoggy's on fire. Over here, whoosh. We've got these guys running for something, and unfortunately, I've got no one to give chase right about now. It does look pretty much like Cameron's finished, but this is turn 5, and we'll call turn 5, and we'll call it. Yeah, but we'll just see what happens. More to come. Hey, game over, unfortunately, and it is game over for Mike. I managed to take out the rest of his squad, which turned out to be a huge disaster. Because the minute they took about basically everything fired you can imagine on the survivors, and there were originally about 4 survivors there. But against plasma cannon shots, las cannon shots. Even
20 rattlings.
20 rattlings, yeah. It all unfortunately adds up quite distinctively. And the minute all I've got is left are these 2 devastators. That squad, who thanks to the camo cloaks are holding ground, and that immobilized dreadnought. So it seems that basically the dock is well and truly in Imperial Guard hands now, and so we continue to fight down the core to the next section.
That way.
That away, man.
That way.
Hope you've enjoyed this. Do leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Catch you later.
Bye.